Hello, this is Castle of Castle Does, and I got the day before a big milestone. So right here, I'm digging in and actually kind of crunched a little bit on this day. I was just like ready to get as much done as possible and really, polish this sucker off. Like, so I got another cave. The goal was to add about 1, 2, 3, 4 caves. And it was actually like discussed like during a meeting before on the day before, where it was like, okay, I'm gonna try and hit these goals, hit them, and you're watching it. So anyway, I got this is cave number 2, and when I was designing this cave, I kind of wanted it to be a little easier to find, because the first cave that I added was something that has a kind of a big gaping maw. It's a little bit more open, but it's still like something you might miss. The player, I mean, you're definitely going to be rewarded for searching in this game. I'm seeing to it. You're watching it happen. So basically, this cave is one that I want it to be like a medium-sized cave that has 2 openings, okay, and kind of goes a little bit deep, but it's like a medium. You don't like immediately see it, but you'll kind of like from a main area. It's sort of within a basic sight line of an area that's very likely the players are going to visit. It's right in the middle of a canyon, and if you just look in this one direction to the south, you'll see this, at least one of the entrances. So double the entrances, double the chance that it'll be, well, roughly double the chance that it'll be found. That's not actually accurate, I'm sure, but mathematically it works out more likely. So I decided to use the red and blue coral as a signifier that there's something deeper within. So I also used the red and blue coral a little bit differently here, in that it also shows you how to leave. So both exits, see right there, I'm using that right there, sort of like when you look at it from the mouth, you'll see that there is coral out there. It's easy to spot. And when you're inside of the cave, you can look out and immediately see some coral on either the exits. It's not necessary to do that kind of a thing all the time. This is the only time I really use that, but sometimes it's just a good idea to kind of give the player a little bit of an equilibrium. Some of these caves I can imagine are going to get pretty crazy, and I don't know if people really actually want super complicated caves, because most people don't like getting lost. I mean, that is just a constant. Human beings like to kind of, what's the direction everybody uses? Forward. And what happens when they can't use the forward key anymore? They get confused. Most people work this way. So anyway, this is the 4th cave, because there was a little tiny cave that was much simpler, that probably happened so quickly I was probably busy talking while it happened. And I'm kind of going through right now and placing entities and stuff. This cave I designed to be very large, but something that you don't stumble on the first time. Like maybe you revisit the area, or if you're really cautious, you'll just stumble on this like really big cave that's like, whoa, holy fuck. Like, wow, is stuff like this everywhere? Like, how do I, oh man, I need to be keeping my eyes open more. There are going to be things like this. I'm going to be placing these kinds of hidden treasures. You just keep your eyes open. Keep watching. There will be places where I put a lot of energy into this cave. A lot of players are never going to see it, because the entrance is obscured. So, I mean, good luck. I mean, you might get to see it. Now, not only that, but I wonder when I start breaking into like spoilers. I mean, you're watching the whole game get built practically. This is so different. So weird. But I placed a secret in this big cave. So there's a secret in here, and it has special loot spawn for secrets. Yeah. So like only like really good loot will spawn in this spot if you can find it. So not only are you finding a sort of obscured big cave that most players are never going to see. I mean, you're watching a video of it, but you're never going to see it in the game unless you're looking for it. But there's a secret inside of it. So there are easy caves to find, and there are going to be difficult caves to find. This one is kind of difficult. I mean, it's not terribly difficult. It's not super secret, but the entrance kind of, you might not notice it unless you look down. You have to kind of come up to it and look down. Otherwise, you'll miss it entirely. So there are going to be a lot of places like that. And I'm doing a lot of detailing in this area. Yeah. Look at all that good sand. And then I'm going to go in and like trace around the edges of the sand. And so I went through and kind of did like, you know, a pretty solid pass on this. And I was like, this day went really well. Like, I'm really happy with what I was able to get done today, or in this day. Yeah. See how the cave entrance? You just saw it right there. Now I'm kind of going in and spotting up the areas with the different textures. So I have yet to do like a proper model pass. And that's next. I know that that's coming up, like getting props placed into these areas, making sure that they're the correct props, and just sort of hiding loot slots around. I'm really once again I had a lot more added to my plate because I wanted to get more done, and I ended up just sort of hit it right home. Like I have until 7 o'clock tomorrow after this day. That was weird. If you see that, there's like that weird line. See that? That's a model's vertice shooting off in outer space. I don't know what the hell's causing that. I tried to get rid of it. I tried to mess around with it a little bit, but it didn't go away. And then somebody who was playing the level actually found it and actually saw that. Really weird. I don't know, some kind of a weird bug with the grass. Maybe we'll have to look into that. No. So I got everything placed as far as like the entities. Everything's playable. Everything's working good. Only thing now is model pass, which I have more than 7 hours to do the next day. Like 8 hours actually. It was slam dunk. Tink. All right. See you guys again.